I'm Paul Bailey, fisheries biologist with the North Dakota Game and Fish Department, and I'm responsible for the fisheries management in the south central portion of North Dakota, along with the Missouri River and Lake Oahe. The good part about the hard winter we had last year is we did get a little bit of runoff that did recharge some of our lakes that needed a shot of water. The bad part about it is we did have some issues with winter kill in the south central portion of North Dakota. We did have a good idea of where we may have seen winter kill throughout the course of the winter. So this spring we were able to mobilize some of our resources and get fish restocked into many of these bodies of water that did experience winter kill, because conditions were very good for stocking survival, or survival of stocked fish in many of these instances with those rising water levels. When it comes to walleye, we're going to be sounding a bit like a broken record in the south central part of the state. Really, walleye populations are in fantastic shape, almost as good as they've ever been. So these really are the good old days of walleye fishing. So ice anglers should really be able to take advantage of some fantastic opportunity out there, particularly with the walleye fishing. Northern pike opportunity is still pretty good out there, but our pike populations tend to fluctuate a little bit more based on environmental conditions. And right now, I'd say our pike opportunity maybe isn't the best it's ever been, but there's still plenty of good opportunity out there. So when it comes to perch, I think anglers are going to find it might not be very easy to get that 20 fish limit if that's your goal as an angler. But I think what anglers are going to see is maybe some nicer sized perch just in lower numbers out there in a lot of our more popular perch fisheries. Anglers who fished Lake Oahe last year realized there probably wasn't a lot of Lake Oahe in North Dakota during the ice fishing season. But this winter, the Corps of Engineers forecast for Lake Oahe has lake levels about 9 feet higher than last year, which means there'll be a little bit of water in the bays like Beaver Bay, Cattail Bay, Porcupine, 4 Mile, Langlers, places like that are popular fishing spots for anglers when there's adequate water levels. So all those places hopefully will be back in play and provide some good fishing opportunity this winter. We were pretty pleasantly surprised with how good the walleye fishing was this summer in Lake Oahe. We've been dealing with some pretty small walleye out there for years and years now, kind of a hangover from the 2011 flood that impacted forage abundance out there. But what anglers experienced this summer on Lake Oahe should be a pretty good forecast for what we're going to see this winter. And that was pretty good numbers of fish out there with some nicer sized walleye present as well. I'd say overall pike numbers are a little bit lower. They kind of respond to those wet cycles and drier cycles that we have. Given the more recent years of lower lake levels in Lake Oahe, that has impacted the natural reproduction of northern pike in Oahe, and subsequently pike numbers maybe aren't as good as they were a few years ago, but that trophy opportunity is certainly out there. We've seen some really nice sized pike every spring during our netting operations, so that it still does provide that good trophy opportunity. Surprisingly enough, I think you can catch, there's the opportunity to catch a fair number of catfish through the ice, whether you want to or not in Lake Oahe. Just targeting walleye or northern pike, there's actually some pretty good catfish opportunity. And then if you can land on the right spots, there's still some really good opportunity for crappie in Lake Oahe as well. And occasionally, if you stumble upon the right spot, you can actually get into some pretty good perch fishing on Lake Oahe as well. We try and make as much information available to our anglers as possible, and one great source of that information is right on our North Dakota Game and Fish Department website on our Where to Fish page. You can find lots of great information to help you find what you're looking for. I think we've all got our fingers crossed for a milder winter this year that allows better access to our winter fishing, and the fish are out there, so hopefully anglers can tap into some good fishing in the south central part of North Dakota.